Once upon a time, high up in the clouds, a commercial airplane soared through the dark night sky. The passengers on board were eager to reach their destinations, unaware of the horror that awaited them. Little did they know, this would be a flight they would never forget. Among the passengers was Sarah, a young woman traveling alone. As she settled into her seat, a sense of unease washed over her. The plane felt unusually cold, and an eerie silence filled the cabin. She glanced around, noticing that her fellow passengers appeared just as anxious. As the flight took off, strange things started to happen. The lights flickered sporadically, casting unsettling shadows on the walls. The air grew thicker, making it harder to breathe. An overwhelming sense of dread settled upon the passengers, and a feeling of isolation consumed them. Sarah, now trembling with fear, desperately tried to remain calm. She glanced out the window, only to see a storm brewing in the distance. Dark clouds swirled menacingly, their presence sending shivers down her spine. The turbulence intensified, causing the plane to jolt violently. Suddenly, the intercom crackled to life, emitting a distorted voice. It spoke in an ominous tone, warning the passengers of an impending danger. The voice urged them to remain seated and brace for impact, but offered no explanation as to what they were facing. Panic spread like wildfire through the cabin. Cries and prayers filled the air as people clung to each other, seeking solace in the face of the unknown. Sarah's heart raced, her mind overwhelmed with terror. The plane descended rapidly, plunging into the storm's dark embrace. Amidst the chaos, the cabin lights abruptly went out, plunging the passengers into total darkness. The only source of illumination came from occasional flashes of lightning outside the windows, revealing the horrified expressions etched on their faces. Suddenly, the storm subsided as swiftly as it had appeared. The plane emerged from the dark clouds, revealing a serene, starlit night sky. Confusion replaced the fear as the passengers realized they had survived the ordeal. Yet, a lingering tension remained, as they questioned what had just occurred. As the plane descended for landing, an air of anticipation filled the cabin. The passengers yearned for answers, desperate to understand the strange events they had experienced. But as the wheels touched the runway, a chilling realization dawned upon them all. The pilot's voice filled the intercom once more, this time crisp and clear. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have landed safely. We apologize for the inconvenience caused by the storm. However, I must inform you that we are the last flight to arrive at this destination." Confusion turned to horror as the passengers comprehended the pilot's words. The airport terminal was deserted, devoid of any signs of life. The truth struck them with a force that paralyzed their very souls, the world as they knew it had vanished. They were alone in a desolate, post-apocalyptic wasteland. The passengers were trapped, their fate sealed within the confines of the aircraft. Fear and despair gripped their hearts, for they were now forced to confront the unimaginable, the end of civilization. The plane became their sanctuary, their final refuge in a world reduced to ashes. And so, they sat in silence, each haunted by their own thoughts, awaiting an uncertain future. The once comforting hum of the engines now served as a constant reminder of the solitary existence they had been thrust into. Their survival now depended on their ability to adapt and persevere in this terrifying new reality. As the last ember of hope flickered within their hearts, they clung to one another, united in the face of an uncertain fate. And in the depths of that darkness, they discovered strength, resilience, and the unbreakable bonds of human spirit. And so, dear reader, remember this tale of the airplane lost in time, a haunting reminder that even in the most ordinary of journeys, the extraordinary may unfold. For in the twists of fate and the depths of despair, we find the true measure of our courage and the indomitable power of the human soul.